This is Easy Work Boxing. Thank you for your time. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm about to hit you everywhere but under your feet with this one. It's a video for Jermell Charlo versus Austin, no doubt Trout. Okay. Sorry I'm getting these text messages, but I got to give you what you want, baby. I got to give you what you want. Okay. 30-0 is Jermell Charlo, the WBC 154-pound champ. Austin Trout, 31-4, 4 losses to Canelo, Jermell Charlo, Eris Landalore, and Jerry Hurd. Okay, which are all good contenders. Now, with the Charlo brother, I gotta give him the fact of that he has great power like his brother, good chin, good heart. And I give him good chin and good heart from the fight that he had with John Jackson Jr. But one thing I noticed in that fight is that Jermell Charlo has a problem with movement and good boxing. And that's what John Jackson Jr. possessed in that fight. He was down on the scorecards. The only thing that saved him was the knockout. Other than that, he would have lost. But I'm sorry, these text messages fucking me up. But other than that, he would have lost. Now, Jermell Charlo, one thing about the Charlo brothers, they have that 1-2, that jab, jab, one, jab, jab, one, jab, jab, one. That's their favorite punch to me, and they both fight the same to me. Someone else may say different, but to me, from the looks of it, they both fight the same, which is good. I'm very critical of the Charlo brothers, in and out the ring. But one thing about me and on my channel, I'm gonna give you the 100% truth, and I'm gonna give all fighters their props. And these guys have gone out there and they have did their thing, and they are doing their thing right now. But against a boxer who can move, which is one of the reasons I see them never fighting, why they never fought Eris Landalore. Especially a southpaw like Eris Landalore. But Jermell's reach is 73. Austin Trout reach is 72. Now, the one thing about Austin Trout doesn't have good defense either. Austin Trout defense is, with his hands down, moving his head and staying in one spot. That's not going to work against Jermell Charlo. He's a tricky southpaw. He reminds me a bit of Eris Landalore, but without the movement. You hit Trout is able to hit you right back. He's a great boxer. I'm not taking anything away from him. But Trout doesn't move. Trout stands in one position and just stands there and fights you. And I think that's a problem going against the Charlo brothers, because the Charlo brothers are boxer punchers. And with aggressive boxer punchers and good at being aggressive boxer punchers, which is not a good idea to do against the Charlo brothers. You have to move against them. If you don't move, then you're just a sucker to stand there and get hit against them. Now, Austin Trout is very pissed about the promotion of this fight. He says they're only talking to the WBC champion, which is well and understood. Everybody wants to hear gossip. Everybody wants to hear controversy, and that's what the Charlo brothers bring to the table. Austin Trout is a quiet guy. He don't really talk about anything negative or anything to get the fans hyped up to want to view him. But I like the fact that one thing he said about him is that he won't change just to get views or get people to jump on his side. And I like how people are not willing to change themselves just to make everyone else happy. To me, that shows a person who's confident in themselves and don't need the popularity or to be known by other people. But you in a sport where it requires you to be known by other people, which makes your paydays even bigger. So that's not to knock the Charlo brothers in my way. I respect what they're doing. They're trying to get their name out there to make that Mayweather money. But I think sometimes the way that they go about it is very wrong. Now, I'm finna give y'all one breakdown you ain't gonna never hear on no other channel but mine on boxing. Like I told you, I've been watching it for a long time, and any trainer who's training to fight against Austin Trout ought to see this. Austin Trout is a southpaw, right? Which means he stands on his his right leg in fighting position most of all. And I watched 2 of his fights recently, and I just picked up on this and I watched it. The reason why Austin Trout loses fights is because he doesn't move around the ring and he doesn't move his leg outside of his opponent. He puts his leg, I just got amazed. Hold up. I gotta respond to that out of this, but hold up. He puts his leg in the inside of an orthodox fighter, which their left leg is on the outside of his, which traps him to be punched. Now, a lot of people who ain't paying attention to this don't know nothing about boxing. If you watch it and you go back and you view what I'm saying, once they put their left leg on the outside for the offense to come in on Trout, he can't move because he has no movement. So then you're able to throw to his body, head, combination, straights, whatever. I don't know why his trainers ain't picked up on this. That's why I be telling y'all, a lot of these trainers just out there for paydays. Because I ain't never trained in boxing in my life, but I've been watching this as a kid. I can view and see on why a boxer will be losing, and I see what his fault is. His fault is no movement and letting his opponents trap his leg in. You a southpaw. The only thing he does good that's right for a southpaw is that he throws that right hook to keep them off them. Him throwing that right hook nullifies their jab, and by him moving to the side could stop a straight right. But at the same time, with you not moving your body and keep letting them trap your leg in, what you'll see, he almost got tripped in damn near every fight he fights in. That's why he loses. He's trapping himself in corners. I don't see how Barry Hunter, I don't give a fuck how much of a good trainer he is with Lamont Peterson now, you're supposed to be able to pick up on this. Why is y'all sitting there still allowing this man to be a southpaw, letting an orthodox fighter put his left leg in behind his right leg, trapping him, and he getting caught with it? Now, we all know that Jermell is a stronger puncher than his brother Jermell. So I'm not gonna say that he's gonna knock Austin Trout out. But what I'm saying is there's a chance on points because of this entrapment of the legs and his defense of ducking down and not covering up, that I got Jermell Charlo going this fight. Now, I don't like Jermell Charlo. I'm hoping, actually, that Austin Trout go in there and whoop his ass. But from me knowing boxing and me seeing it and seeing he ain't gonna win, I don't see him beating Jermell Charlo, especially when you let your leg get entrapped by an orthodox fighter. And even at that time, your right hook can't nullify nothing because your leg trapped. And he don't have footwork. You gotta have footwork to be able to move around the ring well. Even if he was going from left to right, he still would get trapped, especially going to the left. But Austin Trout, by him being a southpaw, is supposed to go to his right because a right-hand orthodox fighter going to throw their right hand to hurt you. Their left hand is the weakest hand, so if they want to hurt you, they're going to throw their power hand, which is the right. So, and you can go look this up yourself. I'm not making this up or anything, just bring a point. Like I said, you ain't going to hear this on no other channel but mine. And I'm telling y'all that him standing on that right leg, which is his stance leg, and them coming in and putting their left leg behind that right leg, it traps him. And if you watch it, you're going to see he gets hit a lot of times because he's not able to move around that ring. He likes to stand there and go toe-to-toe with you. And that's not what a southpaw should do at all. Because one, you standing there, you're able to get head-butted, which, orthodox and southpaws, they have head-butts all the time. So, in my prediction in this fight, I want Trout to go in there and whoop his ass. I really do. Because I don't like the Charlo brothers. I don't like how they, talk shit about fighters and do all this shit after. But me being a person who's been watching this shit as long as I have, Jermell Charlo gonna go out there and he gonna whoop his ass. And it's gonna be another loss for Trout. He gonna lose to both brothers, both twins. But and you can only blame these trainers, because if I could see this, like I said, I ain't never stood in no ring. I took punches in the face of the glove from my older brothers. We used to have gloves and shit. That's one thing that made me never want to box. And my older brother made me mad when I think about this shit to the day, because he was hitting me so hard that I said, no, this ain't the sport for me. But you gotta remember, my oldest brother is like 18 years older than me, and he was whooping on my ass that day. But You know, I'm just telling y'all this shit. That entrapment of that leg is gonna be his loss. That's why he would not defeat uh, Jermell Charlo. So don't put your money on Austin Trout. I hope he go out there and win. But I'm telling y'all, I'm not being biased or anything. I'm not a fan of neither one of these guys for real. I don't like Austin Trout because I think most of the time he gives up in fights. I think as soon as he start getting tapped on, he get hit, then he loses his whole game plan and it's done. But I realize it's not really that. It's that it's the entrapment of that leg and he don't move around the ring. With this Easy Work Boxing, thank you for your time. Like, comment, and subscribe. Uh, take care of you and yours. Comment after you see the fight and tell me if I'm right or not, which I know I'm right, but just come in and let me know. I'm out.